Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Legion of Valkyries presented by Lenovo and Intel. My name is Raf, and I am with
Jaeger, that's right. It's nice to meet you guys, and it's lovely to be here. The Legion of Valkyries, some of the best female teams from the APAC region are here today. You're going to be seeing some top quality CSGO.
Exactly, and it's really going to be interesting how they've battled through the qualifiers, and now they're finally going to meet their counterparts from different regions of Southeast Asia.
That's right. I mean, and you know what? This is one of the coolest, arenas I've actually seen. In my career, to be fair, it's like they've got the seats out, they've got PCs up on the top, and they've got some good quality PCs as well for them to use. And there is also a great audience, and the stage just looks great. It looks really good with the blue lighting and everything. So, Lenovo.
If you can see the big screens behind us as well, it provides an incredible spectator experience, ladies and gents.
That's right. So we have teams here that have they've come from so APAC. That's including teams like from countries such as Australia coming in. We've got a local team come in. We've had was it from Singapore? You had the name in there.
Well, there are 4 teams who are going to be looking out for it, definitely. But yes, different regions, and of course it's going to be a blend of different styles and how they're going to be playing against each other. We've definitely seen a lot of teams, especially in the international scene, they have specific matchups. Like a good example would be how NA teams would like to hard swing, then European teams really counter that with their more jiggly, more safer playstyle. But of course, we are going to be taking a look into the map veto and the pick and ban.
That's Train and Vertigo both been removed. Interestingly enough, I mean it's a playground that's not much. It's not very easy to play on for. I think just for this region in general, it's not really a common pick. But having Mirage and Inferno, that's definitely expected. And then Nuke and Overpass both have been banned as well. So that should leave Dust 2 over as well. As the final map. So could be seeing it go all the way. But yeah, Mirage and Inferno.
I know you're a big fan of Mirage.
I love Mirage, yeah.
Like you said, everyone is a util god in Mirage. And honestly, like, people dub Mirage as Dust 3 because it is, well, it can be very similar to Dust 2 in the layout, yeah.
When like, if you notice, when Dust 2 was taken off the map roster, it was Mirage that was played the most. So a lot of teams have gotten really good at that map. Inferno in recent time, because it had a while off of the map pool when it was being reworked. So when it came back, a number of teams have found a number of strats to get into these sites. In more recent history, it's become a way more balanced map, just because people are starting to figure out the smoke plays, the utility usage to get into these sites. And I mean, the banana control as well, how important that is for either side to be working on. And then for the Mirage teams, there's been a lot of plays have gone towards splitting both sides. So it's always been the connector plays with the pushes in from A main, or it would be the pump plays from B and a B short push as well. And then also a very common thing you'll see from, actually that I've actually noticed from female teams in the APAC region is the late rotation cutoff, which is to hold from high mid. You'll see 40 players make their way into, say, that B site or that A site, and when you have these rotations coming in from that CT side, it'll be one player with a Krieg or an AWP up in high mid, cutting off those rotations. And I think it's quite unique to the female scene. The female scene is still currently developing, but they're getting to a point now that they're a force to be reckoned with, and these teams they're getting to a point where they can actually stand against teams in the western regions, and I feel like that's going to be the case very shortly. I mean, we're on our way now. So you'll be able to see those teams playing on today. 47K, I think that's going to be an interesting team to be looking at as well. So yeah, make sure you keep your eyes on that.
Speaking of, sorry. Speaking of map balance, though, we did see the overpass and the. I believe it was Nuke. That was the other. Those are very CT-sided maps, and that's a very common theme between these. So of course, Nuke has been a playground for most of the top teams, and from the analysts I've heard that it is a proving ground for how well you can rotate and move as a team, because it was really punishing if you can't get your timing down for Nuke. Yeah.
So I mean, the fact that those maps go out early, it's actually interesting as well, because we've seen a number of female teams in the region, Celeste, the Amplifiers, they actually have a good run on Nuke. So it's an interesting choice. Vertigo going out early on, I expected that, because Vertigo, I have I've very rarely seen pro games, not just in the female scene, just in the entire scene in general, that it goes to Vertigo in the APAC region. So with the map picks, it feels almost the safe default pick. It's the map that most people go for. Dust 2 being the final map, it's always a fun decider if Dust 2 is the final map, because it's normally it gets very screamy towards the end, and it always becomes more of a battle of aim and who's better at the retakes. And generally it can be T-sided. CT side depends on the aggression of the team going forward. For Mirage, I expect, recently I've seen strong T-sides coming through on Mirage. It can be very CT-sided sometimes, but it can also be incredibly T-sided as well, depending on the team. So I expect to see almost a balanced map coming through for that. For Inferno, I expect at least more on the CT side going forward.
I think on Mirage, you're talking about how it can be T or CT-sided, but T-sided mostly. I think it's because it's quicker to have mid-control as a T on Mirage, because once you get that window smoke down, there's only very limited options. Either they have to push out short, or they have to commit a player going down connector, which can be sometimes tough, especially if they molly out top connector. They can't really fall back, and then they get stuck there up until a re-smoke or another supporting player can get them out of there.
You'll see actually a very common setup that you'll see on Mirage that's recently popped up is they completely leave mid-control to the Ts because they know how difficult it can be to hold that. Once that smoke goes down, it's so hard to hold that mid fight. So you'll have two players, playing from deep in the A side, deep in the B side, and then you'll have one player watching for the mid boost into that window, and they could be holding from CT with an AWP looking into vents. I've seen that happen a number of times for a number of teams. So that could be what we were seeing today. That kind of passive playstyle as well does allow a little bit more time for teams to rotate, because that means you're letting the Ts use their utility to completely take mid, and then they're using what little they have left to take either of those sides. And then at that point, if you're a CT player, you can save as much of your utility as you can for the retake into either side. Retakes into the B side can be a little bit more tricky because you have to make your way through market, and it's a window and a door to get your way in through market. And that would be, the mid player and the the two A players making their way in. And you have to be the two players that are anchoring to try and protect that. So, sometimes you get creative and push through short or through apps. But either way, it's quite difficult to retake that B side. So you do need a solid anchor on those B sides. For the A side, though, it's such an open site. So many entrances to get in there. So I feel like playing retake for A, that's more of a common occurrence. We might see that more today as well.
We might actually see a lot of stacks then, because I know a lot of teams tend to just, if they feel like a retake is more optimal than actually sacrificing a player or two for a hold, they just completely go for the retake and save util, because I forget which team it was, but what happens is they completely let go of jungle, right? But they don't let them bleed out into CT, so that way they have an easy route into B. But again, you saying that market door and market window exist, it isn't necessarily the easiest thing to do unless you go for a long ramp into apps. Even that's incredibly dangerous.
That's right. It also depends. So, talking about on either side, the most recent economy change was the buffs to the cost of the Galil, the cost of the FAMAS. These are the secondary rifles that come in when you're on either side, and they were a little bit more expensive before. The Galil going from 2,000 to 1,800, which is actually quite a cheap gun for a rifle. And it's the FAMAS as well, went from 2250 down to 2050, and both of them have had their sprays adjusted as well, which means that they become a much more viable choice when it comes to team fights. It won't be such a until then the Galil had been such a useless weapon. Yeah, it was very rarely used and could very rarely find solid kills. And now the spray is almost reminiscent of the M4. It's and the damage a little bit less, but you've got those extra 5 bullets to work with as well. And the FAMAS, as you said to me before, is the armor pen that really makes the difference there as well.
Although the FAMAS does have 10 less bullets, that armor pen does really add a difference, but I still feel like the Galil has a bit more impact because of those extra bullets. Because if you do land that chunky dink, the falling damage really will finish it off for you with the Galil compared to the, how would I say this, the FAMAS. I feel like the FAMAS does a little better on a more ranged situation.
We're also going to see how possible double AWP setups make their way out. If it's going to be a single AWP or it's going to be double AWP, that could make a big difference, especially on the CT side. If you find yourself in such a such a rut on your CT side. Suddenly you bring out the double AWP setup, and suddenly it's so difficult to take either of these sites. And that's when the T sides have to get creative with their utility as well.
And that's true for both maps, for both Mirage and Inferno. And that's just, yeah, like you said, it's definitely going to be how the T's adjust to this and how smartly they can use their utility. I have seen players, though, they do push the smoke as an operator and use the smoke as a pseudo cover, so they just fall back and strafe into it. But of course, we don't, suggest you doing that. Or you could. It's up to you.
Yeah, if you're here to pick up tips for your team at home, I mean, you'll be learning from teams that have really fought their way here. I mean, there's a lot of competition in this region, and in the female scene, you may be surprised to see how much there is, how many really top-tier teams there are in this region, but they've really fought their way here, and they do deserve to be here as well. So you will see some top-level CSGO. So yeah, quite excited for that. The players are still, I think, loading into the server, just waiting for them to jump in. And so we'll be jumping in now. It's yeah, they're gonna be warming up here. This is gonna be Illuminate. These are the guys from Thailand, representing their home here.
Versus 49,000 from, I believe that is Hong Kong.
Yeah. So we saw Cannons play earlier in the show match. Got a number of kills on the with a number of different guns, including the Negev. So it was an interesting game.
Of course, we have Bot Zim finally signed to a team. We were just talking about him in the show match, but
we've been waiting. Yeah, Bot Zim found a number of kills, definitely deserved.
But like we said, it really is going to be interesting how, because we've seen so many teams play Mirage, and it's going to be interesting how they are definitely have a unique take on this, because we've seen the strats over and over. Just how it's a matter of how they deal with it.
I must say, Illuminate have had some solid aim so far. So for the player rundown from who we have in the server currently, it is Muffy N, Cannons, Yoki, and Mirin. I like Mirin as a name.
That's a very interesting tidbit of information. I think there's a little bit of a caster bias there now. I think that's Muffin. Or is it Muffy N?
Muffy N or Muffin? I think you're right. I think Muffin makes a lot more sense.
A lot more sense, right?
Yeah.
Some of the players are still trying to connect to the server. We are currently lacking 3 on the side of CT and 1 on the side of Illuminate Esports. Players just trying to warm up here.
Yeah. It's always the it's always the time you're just waiting for that last player to load into the server, and you're like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry, I went to the bathroom."
It's that 9/10 in MM, and you're just waiting for that last confirm. Yeah, talking about the maps though, I honestly hope they bring back Cobble, because I know you were a big fan of Cobble as well, and it really had great sightlines as a CT, and I don't think it was super CT sided. Honestly, it was quite T sided.
I heard they've ruined the map. If you've played the rework they've done so far, they've added a way to get up into, you know how before you'd have to boost into the boost room,
that's
by
why
jumping onto
boost,
the pallet, and then you jump on your teammate's head to get inside. Now you can just walk your way up by yourself, and actually if you're a CT side, you can run up there and take control of that drop room immediately. They cut off the push to go straight from T-spawn into trophy room and into Dragon. You have to go through mid to get into Dragon. So it's really I don't know. The map needs a lot of work. I don't know if we're gonna see that anytime soon. There are classic maps I want to see come back. You know, you got the Tuscan. I'd love to see that come back. That'd be amazing. And I'm not sure actually. Do you know what map is gonna be reworked next?
I hope, honestly, before they rework anything else, I hope they fix Cache. Yeah, I hope they fix Cache, because it really is so, how do I put this nicely and broadcast friendly? It's quite a pain to play Cache these days, especially with the player skins out.
It's quite green.
Yeah, it's super. Sometimes like Crosshair blends it. It's like, where is it?
So yeah, that's a good point. I mean, Cache is actually it's become a classic map, and we've seen a number of really good plays make their way out, especially the simple play that happened. There's a graffiti for it, so really to leave it out of the roster is kind of unfortunate. I want it to come back. I'm not sure about Vertigo. Vertigo has it's actually become quite a staple recently. We've seen a number of teams getting really good strats going on these maps, and it's almost like people are starting to figure the map out now. So we might actually see a Vertigo game come up maybe later on today or maybe tomorrow. But you know, you've already seen the map pick, so you know what we're going to be having today for the first matches. Yeah.
Speaking of classic maps, though, I don't know if there are a lot of Source players out there that can remember Season, but Season was really fun. It was a bit big, but it's really fun. The problem with Season before was setting up for smokes was an absolute pain. It would put you at so much risk because I feel like the old dev didn't raise the skybox enough, and it would just bounce off. I hope, though, that Valve or any map makers would give it their love and show, you know, that magic touch that has put raised maps from the dead, such as Vertigo. Aztec would be a good choice too, but seems like everyone
if you
has
want to play
forgotten.
Aztec, just go to Cash. That's exactly what it looks like. Just the greenest map there is.
Exactly. Especially with the new player skins now, I hope they have a feature in matchmaking where you can actually disable the skins on the opposing team, because it's so easy for the CTs to blend in, especially with those. I can't really remember the specific name for that agent, but it's so green that you can just stand still and no one can really peek you.
Yeah, I mean it's a good thing that they don't allow player skins into the tournaments. There was actually a recent update today, I believe, for Mirage and Overpass. I'm not sure exactly what they changed, but I did see it. They've also increased the visibility of player skins, so we're gonna see what that looks like now. I'm just wondering if the people that bought the skins are gonna be a bit annoyed about that in any way. But yeah, I'm not sure. Will player skins make their way into? I did actually see a fan edit once where they made the full outfit for the T-side player, the team logo colors.
Oh, that's actually really
I
smart.
thought that may be a problem for certain teams. Like you know, you got your MIBR and they've got green in the flag, and that might make its way into the jersey. I feel like
so bright.
if you want to edit the character, make it like an armband or something that just has your team logo or something, so it's not messing with the game too much. I feel like that's the safest choice.
Yeah, what CSS used to do was they had the team logo on the back of the model, so it doesn't stick out too much. Only when you're like turned around, they can see you clearly, but if they already see you and you can't see them, especially if they're behind you, you're pretty much dead anyway.
Yeah, or just have team gloves, that's it.
Yeah, team gloves. There we go. That's the solution we need.
It's the safest choice.
Speaking of map updates, I still find it so funny they changed the. Do you remember the stairs that go into B apartments now for Mirage? Lowered the skill ceiling. Do you remember that update? It used to be barrels and boxes and a plank.
Yeah.
Now it's like just straight up stairs. It's like, wow, okay.
I mean, the maps have all gone through a metamorphosis that I feel like at this point they're at their prettiest, so to speak. I do miss the difficulty of some of the maps, but they've all become a lot more neat, and I mean, hopefully getting a lot more FPS going into these maps as well. That was a big problem with Inferno before, when it first got released. A number of people were complaining about the FPS drops coming in from that map.
Dust 2 as well. A lot of people complained that I think there was some geometry that they didn't quite clean up, and it was sticking outside the map where it would really not, could not any possibly involvement from any player, and it wouldn't mess up with any nades or whatever. It's just unnecessary polygons that were eating up rendering.
It used to be that a lot of people only played Dust 2 because that's all their PC could handle. So when Dust 2 got pulled and they started upgrading it, everyone was like, rip the game, because we can't play anymore. And when they released it, it required a little bit more from the PCs. So I mean, I hope those people upgrade their PCs, or you know, found a map they could play on, so on and so forth.
Find a map they can play on. Find a new home.
You know what I think that was an interesting update? I think the nuke rework was interesting.
Oh, definitely.
Because there were the vents that used to lead straight into the bomb site, and they removed that entrance, and they made it so that you can only make your way in through laboratory or double doors. So if you made your way down from that A site and you tried to, there was a very popular Nico clutch inside of those vents, and
I remember this.
yeah, like he burned in the end, but he managed to find all those kills from that one position, and now that position's been closed off. And I feel like, I mean, I guess it's a tactical choice not to make it so easy to rotate between both the sites, but it's I don't know, it became more iconic at that point, and the iconic locations, it's always a bit iffy to change.
Exactly. And speaking of nuke, it was because of nuke that they updated the bomb tick to alleviate the confusion that did they plan A or B. They had to change the sound of it. It's like, oh, okay. But yeah, speaking of the removal of the vent entrance, I really do think that their philosophy now is to try and streamline without ruining the integrity of the competitive nature of the map, which is honestly a very good choice in my opinion.
I'm like going along with that as well. The fact that so the economy change that made it easier to have rifles on almost every single round. Like, I mean, you'll see this more often than I feel like you should. The T side loses their first round to pistols, but they got the bomb plant down. So the next round they have 3 Krees come out and 2 Deagles, and they steal that round back straight away because they wanted it to be, you know, more rifle fights over and over and over again. They want it to be less ecos, they want it to be less SMG plays, and they want it to be just every round is a fight. And it almost removes the meaningfulness of clutches. You know, it like you work so hard. You know, say you're on a pistol buy and you manage to find, you know, the win against the team. And it's a clutch as well. It's a clutch situation. And then suddenly you find out that the next round, they've got a way better buy than you because you start off that round with, you know, you force bought into that and you only had pistols and armor. So, you know, you got your win bonus, you only got 3-4 for that. So suddenly you're stuck on, you know, armor, FAMASs and 2 flashes, or one or 2 flashes each. And the enemy team have, you know, full Krees and everything. And it's just so
confusing.
It's just meaningless at that point, you know. For that kind of success, it's like at that point you might as well have just, you know, lost the round twice in a row, so that way you don't have to force buy into the next round, and then you can try and go for that win. It's really unfortunate. I mean, I hope it balances out sooner rather than later. That's the only change I'd ask for.
I feel like it'd be a slight number change, but I feel like they did that too because if I think this was about, I can't really remember the specifics of the date, but before the economy changed, it would be so easy to lose 3 rounds in a row after a bad buy. And I think they really wanted to alleviate that. Much like you said, that they really wanted more rifle rounds. They didn't want forced buys, but it does remove a bit of the impact that a clutch can have. Because sometimes it bites you instead of them. And that can, it's like you're punishing players for succeeding at that point.
Yeah. I kind of get what they mean, like, you've lost like 4 rounds in a row and then you win one, so it goes back by 1 point so that you don't lose all of your loss bonus. So it's like, yeah, I mean, I understand that gives them a little bit of a chance. But when that means that they can be losing, like they can win one, lose one, win one, lose one, but because they've already got their economy up that far, loss-wise, and then the team that they're going up against have none to work with, they're not making any money between these rounds. But this team that had the loss winners before, that's when they can start catching up as well. And it's like, is that a result of skill, which is what they want, or is that just a result of the economy, which is not what they want, I believe?
There definitely is a divide still with the economy changes, but I feel like most of the players are happy with it. Are you mostly happy with it?
I'm back and forth. I mean, I didn't mind the old iteration, but I mean, I don't mind the new one either.
I get what you mean. I feel like it was because we were so used to it and the comfort was definitely there, and now we've fully adjusted to this as well. But I love how Valve also balanced the scope guns, the Krieg and the AUG, because they really were underused up until, I believe that was 2 years ago where they first introduced it. But before we can continue though, we will be going on a short break. Again, ladies and gents, please tune into the Legion of Valkyries. My name is Raf. This is
Jaeger. You're welcome for that podcast, by the way. I hope that was informative, and we'll see you again in a moment.
welcome back to the Legion of Valkyries, ladies and gentlemen, presented by Lenovo and Intel. My name is Raf, and I am joined by
Jaeger, that's right. And we're going to have the Hong Kong team versus the Thailand team. That is the home team on their home crowd. And we'll see if that's going to be the bolster to Illuminate or if it'll be 49k. Feeling the pumped, motivation of being abroad, being away from home, and representing their country abroad.
And of course, Illuminate being the hometown heroes here. Of course. Oh, we're already in the second round, I believe.
Interest. Okay. You know what?
Okay.
We can guess how that went. It looks like Illuminate have taken the first round, and well, it's going to be map1 to find 2 kills as well. Already in the entry into this connected position, and there's no one left on the A site, so it looks like it should be a free site to take. Meow going to go down as well, and that bomb should be planted. This should be a straightforward round, and looking good so far. Illuminate starting off this with a clean round. map1 with a 4K to take the site, and I don't think she hunts for the 5th, but never mind, they do. Look, everyone, you can see the mini map on the top left. Everyone's going around looking for Crystal.
And of course, Crystal with that USP this round is in the bag for Illuminate here. That would be a great buff to the hometown heroes. Getting chased by a Mach 10 here. So far, Cannon can't find the shot. Oh, finds him standing still though. Crystal getting taken out finally by that Mach 10.
Chased around the corner. So 2-0 lead for Illuminate. I mean, generally you would see that if someone wins the pistol round, and 49k going to use their first of 4 timeouts to figure out if they're going to be, I think they're going to be figuring out how they'll be buying into this round, or if they'll be saving again, or half buy going in for a full buy on round 4.
And we were just talking about that economy change. Normally seeing AKs that many in the second round could have been incredibly uncommon back in the day, but now we are in a new era of CSGO and a new meta. So again, we talked about the sub-rifle buffs as well, the Galil coming into play. Also really, really good against opponents with no helmets, because that one-shot lethality is just present.
Okay, so we're seeing how the Thai team did in that pistol round as well. Zero deaths for 4 of the players from Illuminate, so we can guess that there's only 1 death on that pistol round against 49k, and all the members of 49k have actually died twice each, so looks like it was a clean sweep there from Illuminate, except for cannons. If
49k would lose this round, it could be very dangerous, because they are very, very low on resources. As you can see, their economy is quite, how would I say this, subpar at the moment. They don't even have a full buy on most of their players, very lacking util. Compared to the side of Illuminate, where all of them have mollies in case they want to carpet a site, try and flush out any cheeky holes that they could have. Bit of a passive hold in mid here as well. Crystal taking a little damage from an entry on B. So far the rotates for Meow haven't been called yet, but getting a little antsy there. map1 flashing for middle. Is she going to find anything on the peak?
And 49k, they're completely out of utility already. There's only 1 smoke left. And that's the end. That's going to be the first point of contact. Ooh. But Crystal, brilliant 3k there on the push coming in from short. And it's going to be mirage taking a little bit of damage there as he makes his way down from the apartments. But now in a 2v3. Not a bad retake. Not a bad defense put up there by Crystal, but now mirage is in a 1v3, and brilliant shot there from Meow as well to shut them down. That's going to be 49k and getting their first round on the board. A bit of a blunder running into B short there. No flashes were assisted either, and so Illuminate a bit of a given round.
It did help too that all of them had head armor, so that really reduced the effectiveness of that Mach 10. But that was a beautiful 3k by Crystal, really holding her own there by bench. Really mowing down all those players. A bit of extra damage from that Molly as well. But yeah, we can really see the disparity between the economies here. Illuminate winning those first 2 rounds. Still have a very, very strong buy coming up in the next round.
That was also Illuminate being a little bit, I'd say, impatient, because considering the fact that they bought into that round, they saw the smokes coming out, they heard the rifles shooting, the M4s, so they should have assumed that they'd be in the 4Ks, and once all those smokes had gone out, they had no more utility left. But when Illuminate chose to push, it was right when they just used their utility, so they're at the full advantage there as well. And Illuminate had a lot of utility left on their person, and dropped a lot of it.
And that was a bit of a waste, if not a complete waste of all that utility. They could have approached it much more methodically. As you've said, there was a lot of util, so there could have been a lot more set plays planned. But the impatience, although Although 49K did have a very, very lacking utility arsenal in that round, they did manage to pull through with raw fragging, especially on the side of Crystal, and that was some beautiful holding by Market Door as well. They didn't get too impatient, didn't walk into the crosshairs, and yeah, taking a pause here, just trying to reconsider the options of what they can do.
The other thing there is the players that Illuminate had put inside of apartment should have found that kill onto that bench player. So I think it was just maybe mistimed a little bit there for Illuminate. So it looked like that would have been a good round for them, but just didn't fall in their favor. 49K though, not shaken by that first point of contact and lose the first 2 rounds. Not too big a deal. They're still here to play.
Do have 49K with a lot more util this time around. Illuminate not smoking off window yet, not even a short smoke, so I feel like they're not going to be, as we said, mid-control earlier, but they've completely abandoned that plan for this round.
Yeah, 49K, a lot of mid-presence, and Illuminate not really showing their hand. And I do like 49K and not getting aggressive, not pushing into underpass or palace. And it does look like Illuminate, they look like they're ready to take this, I'm not sure if I can say the sites, I don't know if they can hear me through, let's just say they look like they're ready to pounce onto a site, and
I'm actually pretty hesitant in what I'm about to say as well, but yes, they are propping up for a push here, just waiting out the util.
There's only one player inside the site. If McKay gets smoked off there, that would be a bit of a disadvantage, because that would be 5 players pushing into the site and no one else in position to try and deny this. And what a great start. Marian's going to find the kill onto MKM. And now they should have the site to themselves.
Great entry by Marian here. Now they're really maximizing the use of the smoke here. Good job on 49K as well, not giving away unnecessary frags, but just pushing through that smoke. However, Mag gets her head taken off by Cannon there. Crystal as well gets killed by the Krieg. So far, Meow is trying to position herself. Oh, beautiful one tap there. Trying to find a second frag, trying to equalize this, but no!
That's a brilliant way to finish things off there. So another round goes the way of Illuminate. They're showing some prowess. You saw Meow. That one tap towards a main, that was brilliant there. And Mickey, we saw during that show match, we're seeing that she did have some frag power, and we saw that there as well. But it's not enough to shut down this team. So forced onto pistols here. It's going to be P250 CZ.
Meow does have armor, so aim flinch won't be a problem for her. Unfortunately, she might be. Oh, she did. Somebody did push through. He gets clipped immediately by Cannon. Good job there by actually being very patient, holding on that push. But now Meow gets a kill on the CZ. Meow, did she acquire an AK? Yes, she did.
It should be Aya finding all these kills because she's got the UMP, just trying to farm that money. Meow does manage to retrieve that AK, and we'll see how much damage she can find with it. That is the UMP. That is the one advantage she may have. She does have half armor, so aim punch won't be too big a problem. And Aya wants to stay alive here.
Oh, giving her presence away there by just randomly shooting there into short. Now Meow finds Cannon. Does she turn around? Can she get a second? Yes, she does! But the immediate trade denies the AK from the CT side.
That looked a little bit dicey there. That was way too close. Mag needs to step up a little bit here. She's not found any kills yet to assist her teammates. Meanwhile, Illuminate starting to pull ahead just a little bit. 3 rounds ahead, but now this is what I like to see. 49K, it's going to be Meow whipping out the AWP.
Finally, so this could really change how the T's approach, because if they don't smoke out window, oh, they did not. Now they have clear information on what they can do. But again, they're still trying to, I feel like what they're doing is they're playing a very freestyle form of CS where they're just poking and prodding, and then they do the set play. Meanwhile, MKM here, this could be a very dangerous position if she does find the wrong timing here.
Wow, MKM, you know what? She's shown that aggression 2 rounds in a row now. Likes to get that deep information and walk straight in. It's going to be cannons to punish. Curiosity did kill the cat, and it will be MKM learning that lesson. And Mag looking towards high mid. See if he can find any targets. As wide peak comes in from Muffin, and it's a great shot as well. Down goes Mag.
And again, the power of the Krieg's really coming through. The Krieg also has incredible one-shot lethality. Just click on the head, but ooh, beautiful shot by Meow here. Falling back, using that smoke as cover, but her other option is denied here. Just throwing out a molly just to deny that push. She's looking to rotate. It is a 3v4, so this is still very doable. And we have 45 seconds on the clock as well.
So So now in a 3v3, Crystal, great find, nearly finds another one, kind of so low down now. 5 HP remaining, and that bomb has dropped as well, and they're not able to retrieve it. Mickey boosting on top of the ticket booth, now in a 1v2. Meow had a great entry on the last round with that AK, and we'll see if we can find anything else with the AWP.
Doesn't have head armor though, but at this point it doesn't really matter. Both the Krieg and the AK have very high lethality. Beautiful shot by Meow there. Can she find the second to clutch this out for her team? She doesn't know where the bomb is, but unfortunately she does not have util. It has to be a dry peek here. Can she guess right? The barrel sticks out, and Muffin serves Meow. That is 5 rounds on the board for Illuminate.
That was, again, another very close round there from 49K. Bring it down to a 1v1. There was definitely the chance there, Meow, though, just not checking towards bench. And that was such a risky position as well to be in. Muffin saves the AWP, and that's going to be another weapon to be a little bit fearful of 49K.
Yeah, the rounds have been very close, but so far this could possibly be in the bag for Illuminate already. They only have very sparing util and no armor. Although they do have a Deagle present, that one-shot lethality is still very, very dangerous. But they did push through a palace here. They know that there are no T's posturing up, so they could finally make the call for the rotate for B. There is a deep smoke into apartments, so that could slow them down just a bit.
Watching the flank as well, making sure no one's pushing towards T1, but they're getting a lot of information. Crystal gets a head taken off. Yoki going to be a good entry going in. And another one as well. That's going to be a great entry. Double kill on, and they've already got the site. They've got a player going towards market. But, I mean, the bomb, that can already go down. And Yoki looking for more information down towards mid. And going to find another one. Mirren going to find one as well onto Mickey, and down goes Meow. So it's going to be another round of the board for Illuminate, 6-1.
And Yoki's doing well. That was a 4K on her side. First player to double-digit frags as well. 10-2. On fire at the moment. But
so
again,
far, it looks like Mag's having a frustrating game. 0 kills, MKM on 1. He needs to start stepping up just a little bit here.
Again, we do have an op presence on mid here, but how are they going to utilize this? So far, Illuminate has been letting go of that mid. Gets dinked by an M4. Fortunately for her, it was through the cement there. Didn't take too much damage. Yoki here was pretty hot in the last round. Can she continue her streak? Now doesn't have head armor as well, but at this point it doesn't really matter. Illuminate is rocking a full buy. A lot of util is getting pushed, but no, not a lot of damage being done. Cannon trying to find a trade here rather than entry. The re-smoke coming up. Nearly takes the head off of a CT player
That
there.
was very close. That was a brilliant flash as well. It not only flashes the player deep in A main, also the player sitting on top of plant pot, should there have been one. Unfortunately, unable to capitalize there, but that was the first point of contact, and so far Illuminate slightly on the back foot. That bomb is making its way now towards this site, and Ayaya here to clear out Lower Palace.
T's do still have quite a bit of util on their side, while the CTs are expending and trying to delay as much as they can. We only have 48 seconds left, so the T's have to make a move. Now they're stacking up, trying to pounce on the site here.
Every single one of these rounds, 49K have not been in position to defend, and Mirren to find one of the first kills, but Meow and Mickey both chiming in. Both going to be finding kills, MKM as well, and now Yoki does find one refrag, but it looks like 49K are on the advantage here. 30 seconds remaining, the bomb is going to go down. There is a bomb in the hands of Muffin, and he may equalize this right now. It's going to be Yoki to find that kill into Meow. Mag is going to find one refrag, look for the head. Brilliant shot, Muffin onto Crystal, and now in a 1v1. Mag taps the bomb, 10-second defuse. Let's go of it. Has to look towards the AWP, towards A main. That's such a gamble as well. Tapping the bomb again. Is it going to be a hold? And through the smoke. It's going to be Muffin to clutch it out. 7-1 and Illuminate. They extend their lead.
49K have to make a move here. They do have enough money for a light buy, more of a broken buy than anything really. But Illuminate Esports, they are looking to run away with this first half.
That crosshair placement through that smoke, it looked like she could see her.
That's
brilliant shot. Yeah. So now Deagle comes out, CZs, P250s. I mean, we don't really see them play together like this, but this is what I like to see. When the pistols come out, this is what you should be doing. Getting aggressive, trying to overwhelm any of these players that may have been strayed behind. Muffin does spot the legs of Mag as she jumps over. Does spot one, but now she's in a lot of danger. There's a lot of these players trying to follow her up, but now she's in the cover of her teammate. Cannons and Muffin both trying to find kills each between Mag to shut down Cannons. That AWP still looking for some more damage. And on the other side of the map, MKM is going to go down. Meow looking for any players that may have pushed already towards this B site, but that bomb is still waiting outside, and down goes Mag, and Meow, the timing's already gone, and that bomb has gone down mid as well. Maybe able to retrieve the rifle that Cannons was holding, but that should be all she can save.
That was a great play as well. They finally got the read on that there was no mid-presence being shown, but now they're just peeking a little too slowly for Ayaya there, and Ayaya picking up a very clean kill, not giving anything to the side of 49K.
Ooh, and 49K, they've already used 2 of their timeouts on this CT side. Generally, you want to save those for the T side. That's where strategies really matter the most when you're trying to attack these sites, but using 2 of them now, maybe struggling for just a bit of space to work with. After that one win they got, they've not found any success.
Illuminate has been doing a good job of pressuring the sites that they're not hitting, trying to force a rotate early, and trying to capitalize on the numbers game on the side that they're trying to finally hit. Meow again, no util on there, very little util on her, none actually, but CT side generally pretty packed as well. Illuminate does have a slight advantage on that, but now it does look like Illuminate esports players, 2 of them are in double digits now, and they're absolutely on fire. Although some of them were eco kills, but still.
Yeah, that looks so good. Yoki has had some brilliant entry frags into both these sites, and Muffin, well, just as I say it, she does go down. Meow going to find the win on that AWP versus AWP fight, but she's been clutching these rounds as well. That's why she's in the double digits. But now, there goes their clutch. That's going to be the first blood towards 49K, so we'll see if they can capitalize on this one woman advantage.
Thing about Illuminate esports now, they really have to put their cards right. They are down a player, and 49K is still very healthy on the util situation. MKM here just trying to play from shadow. Meow does have a clear line of sight into ramp.
This
Somebody
has worked
peek.
so many times.
Oh, one beautiful
that's
shot.
So dry.
Meow
that's
here.
Such a dry peak.
Hella dry, but they are on fire. MKY here. Meow with a second frag with the op. Can she find a third? No need. Mag finally getting herself on the board there.
Meow with the triple kill to save that round for 49K. That was the most impactful round. She's the only player on her team up into the double digits. Everyone else
still trying to find their
trailing
stride.
behind. That's right. And so Illuminate, they still have plenty of money in the bank to work with going into this round. Should they lose this one, though, that's when the money starts to look a little bit sketchy for them.
They have to make the most out of this half. They want to cushion it as much as they can, because maybe they do have a superior T side compared to their CT, but they don't want to play too much catch up. They don't want to give the other team a read. Very ballsy peek there. Beautiful shot. Meow gets absolutely obliterated, but Mag with a peek through the wall. But the T's, they are cleaning up everywhere. It is a 4v2 now. Yoki does see one. Crystal, the last member on the team. Can she clutch this out? She does have a nade, a flash, and a smoke, as well as a kit.
That was pure contact from Illuminate to take mid control. 49K over and over again, they've shown so much mid presence, and the one time Illuminate actually choose to challenge that, they find, I mean, brilliant AK shot there onto the AWP in 49K, and how do you answer to that? If their peaks are much faster than your AWP reactions, it's at that point where you start to feel, you know, a little bit helpless, and you have to try and maybe play for peaks instead where they're not looking towards you, and go for proper timing here. And now the rest of these members of Illuminate are hunting, and Crystal must be feeling that pressure coming in from both sides. And Ayaya will be the first point of contact. Crystal may be able to find at least a consolation prize here, and it will be one kill going the way of Crystal, but now they know exactly where she is, and now they're hunting.
She is doing quite a bit of damage here on the exit. That is still money that Illuminate don't want to lose, but finally Yoki denies Crystal of the AK, but like you said, the money can get a little sketchy if they keep losing.
That was a brilliant shot, but now it's time to build up some bank as well. 49K, they've got enough money to buy into this round. AWP is going to come out. There's going to be only a FAMAS in the hands of MKM, but everyone else looking relatively healthy. Meow doesn't have the head armor, but really doesn't matter when you're going up against AKs. And looks like it's going to be a fast contact play straight towards this A site. Ooh, utility coming down as well, and Yoki has been such a good entry, and oh my goodness, down goes the AWP already, and Mickey going to go downstairs as well. Double kill on the entry into this A site. Fly bomb down. Oh, I don't know if did she spot? She did spot. Mag goes down. Mag actually finds a double kill there. MKM finds one as well, but now in a 2v2, somehow 49K have equalized the numbers, and Yoki with a triple kill going into this site. The last two players sitting inside of the CT position, and MKM is low.
MKM, if she can't get that up, that could be very beneficial for them, but Yoki is absolutely brilliant right now. MKM very low. So they have to play this right. Ayaya here just being very wary of the A main push, being very defensive now. One of the T's is pushing towards connector. Oh, and the timing here, MKM just misses it. It is planted for Yoki, so they shouldn't have too much of a problem holding this.
No smokes left for 49K either, so not much they can do. They did use the one smoke they had left, and Ayaya just gonna clean them up anyway. Kill onto MKM, kill onto Crystal. Both go down, and Illuminate are into the double digits.
I believe that was Yoki's second 4K, if I'm not mistaken. But again, near
It's up to 18 kills.
Eclipsing the 20 mark very, very soon here. They have to put out this fire, otherwise Yoki could be the hyper carry that could absolutely dominate this match. But we are very close to the half now. Again, 49K just does not want to play too much catch up, but at this point, it looks like they will sacrifice another round for a future buy.
And looks like, again, fast play towards this B site. Molly down towards the spam position. You can see all these pistols trying to go into play. Crystal's going to find one kill, but oh my goodness, Yoki with a double kill on that entry, and Cannon as well. When you find that one, I'm so slow on saying these names. Normally you see the name after the team name, but the team name is on the end of Illuminate's team members, so I'm confused. I keep going to say, and Illuminate's going to find one, and Illuminate's going to find another one. Illuminate's going to find one as well.
Illuminate is everywhere on the map, but yes, a very strong post-plant position here. This could be a done deal on the side of 49K. They only have 250s and a single flash, but I do see a dig coming through. Short there, MKM taking a bit of damage, and Muffin serving that double kill on 49K.
As you said, Yoki about to eclipse it. She absolutely has. 20 kills, 14 rounds in, and that is a stellar start. 2-11. I mean, don't worry, Hong Kong fans. It's not over until it's over. That's the beautiful thing about CSGO. Even if you're behind by 15-0, you can always come back.
I don't want to bring that up right now. Remember that sound clip from Taco talking to...
Did he come back? Of course not.
Of course not. We're down 15-5. If we're really good, we can win. Did you win? No, we lost. But now Cannon going for the entry, coming from short. Meow does find a trade off screen here. Walking into side here. Crystal burning a little. Can't you find a second? No. Still an equal game here. Meow does have a bit of a chunk of HP missing. Yoki as well. But Yoki taking more damage from short. Ayaya taking down Meow. Yoki still holding down the fort on short.
I thought Yoki has won all of her entry battles, not lost a single one. And that's so difficult to counter. And go the pants down. The nade comes out, and it's going to be Ayaya capitalizing on that opportunity. 12-2 and 49K. They still haven't found the secret to beating Illuminate on the CT side.
I feel like 49K. The good thing about 49K, they are playing a very defaulty CS. They are still checking mid. They are still going through the standard procedures. They do not want anything cheeky to come through. But so far, Illuminate has been winning out a lot of their aim duels. Now, Mickey does have a MP9, and Mariner dropped very low. Ayaya still there to support. One player still in shadow. Can she do as much damage as she can? She finds one, but a TK. Cannon does find Marin. I wonder if that counts onto her frag count. No, it does not.
I mean, Illuminate, they're getting so confident now. They've just pushed into these sites over and over and over again. Look at all that damage already done onto the last member of 49K. And this is the last round of the first half, and they haven't found anything. 2-13 to end the first half, and Illuminate looks so dominant.
Yoki, 22-5. Absolutely on fire for the first match of the Legion of Valkyries, ladies and gents. But of course, 49K, we may see a much better T side. Otherwise, Illuminate is going to run away with this win on this map at least.
Yoki's been such a good entry fragger, winning all those fights. He's only died 5 times this entire game. That's the least of everybody on the server. That's a good KD walking forward as well. 4 MVPs to the name. That's 4 rounds won by her individually.
It does seem like the 49K haven't had a strong hold on any of the sites really, and the util use from Illuminate is rather interesting. At first they really were taking their time, really bleeding the smokes out, being very smart with their flashes, but we do see those confidence plays. They just walk in there and just absolutely dominate the aim duels.
Yeah, and we'll see if 49K can make their way back on that T side, or if it'll be Illuminate asserting dominance and running away with that win for the first map.
Meow is holding her own, but the rest of her team definitely needs to step up if they want to be competitive in this map.
So, Second half is about to be underway. Pistols will be coming through, and this is, I mean, they only have 3 more chances. 49k, no more mistakes are allowed to be made. Yoki calling the good half. I like sportsmanship.
We all do. We all appreciate. That's very classy. But of course, now I feel like CTs always have quite of an advantage during pistol rounds because of that. Of course, the USP, and they do have the choice of fighting from a range where the Ts almost always have to push it to be a CQC situation.
Close call to combat. I like that.
I know you do.
I thought that countdown meant that.
Yeah,
it's okay. You know what? It's fine.
It's
fine.
The
Look at the bank they built up before the end of that half as well. 11k of 3 of their members, 8k on the remaining 2. I mean, and you know what? Yoki doesn't have a single assist because no one that she fights there has survived.
She doesn't need help. And again, Yoki has been very strong on these entries. I wonder how 49k have, well, at least in the lull there, if they've discussed on how to beat the raid boss that is Yoki. There is a kit and some util on the side of Cannon here.
Oh, there's some creative camera work here. I do like it. 3-man stack towards B, 2 towards A, and it looks like they may have gambled on the wrong side because look at this, the positioning from 49k.
It definitely is a gamble, but of course those support util is coming in now, waiting for that flash so they can pop in. MKM finally coming out. Ooh, but getting destroyed, Yoki, you absolute monster with a 3k. Can't you get a 4th? No, Crystal says no to that.
She found a 3k on the entry, and it was just cannons to clean them up. What a quick round, and
goodness,
that is not how you want to start off. 49k, unable to find that headshot as they jumped out of the palace position. Yoko is such a hard wall to climb. 25 kills now, and they're only 17 rounds in.
This is looking quite dire for 49k. We do have a Mac 10, actually a bunch of Mac 10s here, so if they could find one player, it could be hashtag drive-by. Muffin, though, trying to create a mid-presence as early as now. We do see a smoke blocking up short. We have a player. Of course, it's Yoki finding the frag from Connector, being very wary of that underpass position. But now the T's, they do have all their Mac 10s available. We do have Meow with a Deagle on mid. Can she find a delicious one-tap, though?
Cannon's going to find the first kill. It's going to be Crystal to go down on the side of 49k. Sorry, that was the first kill. But yeah, and now it's in a 3v4. I mean, this is such a difficult position for 49k to be in because they force buy into that round hoping to, you know, deny the match point to Illuminate. And they'll be able to buy on the next round, but it's not going to be rifles. It's going to be SMGs at the most. And they have no more utility to hit these sites. They've got 1 flash in the hands of Mag, and that's going to be it. And their first point of contact is going to be cannons. And it's not like she's been a pushover either. She's been finding some stellar kills so far. And now even repositioning into a more favorable position should she get rushed here. And 1 by 1, that's information coming through. The rotate comes in from Illuminate as well. And how much can she find? He's going to find one. Actually, it's going to be Muffin to chime in there. Mag is going to find one without Mag 10. And all down to Mag, and doesn't even matter. Yoki has made her way onto that B site, and it's going to be match point for Illuminate. And it looks like perhaps performing in front of the home audience, that might be just what they need. 28 kills. Yoki's going to
30 bomb.
30 bomb in a minute.
But again, that is the gamble of force buys. The point of doing a force is to deny them of the next round. But as of right now, this is a very shaky buy for 49k. 2 Galils, a Deagle, and 2 Mac 10s. Muffin might take a bit of damage here from the Molly, but just she's sitting on the edge of safety there. Again, another aggressive play here, just trying to get as much info as they can.
Yoki is stuck with us. That's so scary because Yoki is right behind Muffin, and that is not the refrag that you want to come through. All these players for 49k have actually spread quite far out. MKM was taking a lot of damage there against cannons, and it's now down to 18 HP, and that bomb is still sitting up in high mid. And it looks like it's angled towards this B site, and I mean, these are solid positions as well from Illuminate.
So far, it looks like someone has walked into the crosshair of Mirren there, and it had to be Mickey. She does find another player here. Meow still being very patient up in Palace, trying to flash her way out. But are any CTs looking in her direction? No.
This could be a solid fake. This is Meow's job, just to pull the attention away from these B players, and they're not even budging, and they're not even calling this bluff. Yoki looking straight towards Palace, doesn't want to head down. She goes, and now in a 2, never mind, 1v4. Crystal it looks like this game is done and dusted. Cannon's going to find the final kill, and 16-2, it's going to be Illuminate winning the first game of the Legion of Valkyries.
It did look like 49K. It did look like 49K did not have the answer to the aggression that Illuminate was showing, and the light was too blinding for 49K there. But again, we did talk about that mid control, but not too much has been shown in that previous
Yeah,
map.
I mean, we didn't get to see 49K even with a single buy round on that second half. So I mean, you can't really tell if they were a better T-side player, better T-side team or not. But I mean, kudos to Illuminate and to Yoki as well. So many kills, so many impactful kills, and I mean, she took all those kills for herself. It's so hard to answer back to that when you just got one player that just seems to be popping off and seems to be dominating and is feeling confident. That team, the entire team, got confident towards the end of that first half. Non-stop pushes, just rushes, no fear coming in from Illuminate, and they looked very dominant on Mirage. And I like to see how they're going to perform on Inferno.
Exactly, and as we've talked about, Illuminate did have a more methodical approach early on. They did use a lot of their util, which is a very smart thing to do. A lot of very controlled flashes, but as soon as they saw Yoki pull off those insane entries, the whole team got rallied, and the steamroll couldn't be stopped. But again, Inferno, new map, new strats. We'll definitely see. This is their chance of redemption as well.
Yeah.
Possibly their last if they cannot pull through.
Okay, so there you go. That was game number 1 for the Legion of Valkyries. Actually, no, that's a historic moment. It's a historic match for them as well. Looked really good for the Thailand team, and I'd like to see how they do going into the next one. But I think we're going to cut away before the second map comes up. So I'm Jaeger.
I'm Raf. Stick around for the Legion of Valkyries. Or are we? Yes, we are.